Hello everyone. Today I came back again by God's grace, and what I came to talk about today is the way we judge people, the way people judge people about whatever they may be personally going through, and seeing other people also going through that same thing and knowing the depth of how tormenting that has been to their lives. They kind of like want to directly judge or just quickly judge those certain people that are going through those same things that have been facing through anyway, that have been going through anyway, because they feel they don't want to be associated with whatever that case could be in their lives. But by God's grace, I want us to address this issue. First of all, nobody has ever been there without any issue, anything that has messed them up. Everybody has issues. Some people have been thieves, if at all they were given grace to climb and become something else. That's why I'm saying they have been. We have been one thing or the other in different ways. You know, even in thoughts, thinking negatively and then coming up from that which is negative to being positive in life. That was a step you took for you to get better, to speak positively, that things can happen when you speak them to be, but before you wouldn't. I mean, that only thing is enough for us to even use it as to point at the grace of God, that the grace of God can be able to lift us from any form of situation, any form of issue that we may be struggling with, or other people may be struggling with. So for us to pray for them and also pray for ourselves, believing, because if God is the God of power, a powerful God, and we always believe and trust Him, then He should be able to help us in bigger things too. So translating the fact that you were before negative and then you became positive, for those who have experienced such a thing. Even me personally, I've experienced such a thing. It's easier to translate it to a thief that was stealing before, and then thinking about it, that power that made me to become positive can also lift that person to another level. Likewise, me, whatever that I'm going through, I can be able to lift up, to get up from wherever I am to a different level, a higher level that God may have for me. So I think the main point here is to address the fact that we shouldn't condemn whatever situation anybody or whatever situation we personally could be going through, because each and every situation that we are into is to lift us. If you look closely, that everything that you've gone through, that you ever came across and went past that you just walked through it to enter into an open door that was just waiting for you to grow. So everything, let us just use them as things that they kind of like shape you, they trim you to the right size that you have to be. After all, if you never had went through all those things, you would not be strong as you are. If you were a prostitute before, you know how to respect yourself. You know how to say, I will never ever, But that's still grace. So that same grace that pertains to people in such a case, it translates to people that are thieves too. So if you see somebody that is still struggling, whereas God gave you already grace to be lifted up in for example, a prostitute is already lifted up in a higher grace, you should be thankful to God and believing that that thief is also able to be lifted up with that same grace to go to a higher level, not looking down at people. You find out that people are doing the same thing also, and they are still within themselves dragging and say, I'm stealing, but I only steal phones. That person say, that person in the steal TV, in the steal house. That one, that one can only, can take phones, can take bags, can take this. Everything you see will just steal it. But that's the same thing now. Let's just focus on whatever that we are going to get to get through, to receive after we get through whatever we have gotten through. Because knowing that everything happens for good, to those who love God and are called according to his purpose. That's why he says we shouldn't judge, because he is watching, and he says he loves us. He never sleeps nor slumber. So he's watching. So let's just be happy that we are going through every single thing that we are going through, but not being comfortable. If you still know that, yes, you're struggling, but that thing I'm struggling with, God does not like it, don't feel comfortable and say that here is where I found myself. That's being lazy. First of all, you don't want to take action, you don't want to take any extra step, and you're looking around at whatever you can offer as a person, not even looking at the grace of God that can be able to lift you up. Because whatever you look at as you can never ever lift you up. It is only the grace. Praying and blindly praying, you don't see anything, you don't even see where you can touch at the end. But closing your eyes, kneeling down, lying down, anything that you feel gives him glory or draws him near or more closely to you, do it. Believe that he's able to lift you up. Believe that the one that did things for the other people is able to do it for you. The one that did certain things in your life is able to uplift you in that particular area that you're struggling. And also, this pays off when you look at other people and say, okay, they're also struggling just like I'm struggling in this same manner, in this another different case. So don't despise them. When you see them, pray for them. Pray for me when you see that I'm still struggling. I'm doing the same thing too, by God's grace. So it's not that I am better, it's not that you're better than me, but everybody's struggling with something. Overcoming that spirit of judgment, I know it may prop up because we're human beings, but when we know how to focus and know how to tackle it, then we can get far by God's grace. Praying for each other, believe that I don't want this person to stay here. Because if you're doing that, you know it's going to pay off. It's going to bring good results to you. That's like you are sowing a seed in a person's life. It's yielding. It's going to yield. Sure, I've done that by God's grace. And any single time you do anything with a clear mind that you feel God is sending you to do it, the Spirit of God speaking to you and telling you that do this thing, do it. Don't even look at the person, whether, because the mistake many of us do, looking at the person that you did a favor for. You didn't do anything. It's God that used you to do. So I didn't do anything. Even anyone that meets me and say thank you, Proxy. No. Yes, it is good to be nice and say thank you, but just don't put your heart onto human beings. Don't help and expect that particular help or a different kind of help from such a person, just like a woman helping a man helping a woman, expecting for them to have a relationship or something like that, or a woman helping a man expecting something in return. No, doing that, expecting that God is the rewarder of those who diligently seek him. And so doing the action of giving, you are diligently seeking him, because you're doing, believing that God is going to help you. So it is God that is going to help us, to deliver us, to bring our own people that will help be used in our lives to be upgraded, to be uplifted, to see the other side of the grace, more grace in our lives, to be lifted up, whether in business, to know how to wriggle over issues that may be locking you up and tying you up at one spot, onto something that you will know. You will be diverse, but you can't be diverse in the knowledge of God or wisdom of God, or how to disentangle yourself from many things, if you haven't allowed yourself to be used by God in such small things. Praying for the other person, allowing God to come and work it for you, and surrendering that God, hey, God, I can't do anything but myself. Just being sincere to yourself and speaking to God as your friend, as your father, and a personality that is so far supremely powerful than whatever you can think of yourself, that you cannot even think of you helping yourself. I know we are struggling, but just knowing it and reminding each other every day, it helps us push further. So by God's grace, encouraging us, encouraging everyone to know that it is only God that can lift us up. And every single thing we are going through, they are just meant to be that way. But know that you're not going and you shouldn't stay there. Know that there is a space waiting for you. Don't cry about it, that I'm here, oh, I don't like this situation. Yes, you don't like it. I appreciate that you don't like, and also God appreciates that. But ask him what to do. When people are coming around, open your eyes and say, what do I do, God? What do I speak to? Continue placing, sowing those seeds, It's coming to something. Don't say that you're not seeing any results. They will not come when you're seeing them. They will come when you least expect them to come. So just believe God is a faithful God. You're doing all those things, yes. So nobody should judge you because you're genuinely crying. And don't even look at those people that are looking at you and call you names because of what you're still into. No. You can be lifted up because they themselves are struggling with something. They will not come and tell you. But you can see too that they are struggling. So why do you even feel ashamed? You shouldn't be ashamed. This is just you at that moment. This is just me at this moment. But I'm not perfect. I'm just still, as a normal human being, just very vulnerable. I can just fall off if not for grace, God forbid. So nobody's better. I'm not any better. Nobody is better. Those people looking at you, they are not any better than you. But know that you're moving forward by faith, by fire, by prayer, by thunder of God. The Spirit of Yeshua is here on earth. And he says, as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. He says he will come back. He will send his Spirit to come and be a comforter to us, to come and lead us in all truths. You knowing the truth and speaking it to yourself, it helps a whole lot. It helps a lot. Look at the mirror, like people always say, and tell yourselves beautiful things. Speak energy, words of energy. Those things are building up. They are forming up every single day. You do that. Don't give up. Yes, sometimes you see a little thing propping up, like a good thing, positive thing, and you're like, yes, and you feel that it should always continue coming. Yes, those small seeds you saw before, those are the ones that are bringing it about. So continue. Don't even compare your life with another person, because you are just a different personality. You can't be like me. I can't be like you. But we can all make a crowd of the army of God. We can be a forest of warriors. We can just be a gathering of the Most High worshippers in different fashions. If I'm you and you are me, there is no uniqueness. We cannot just be unique at all. We are is the same. Life is boring like that. But if you be you, act you, I act me, and you appreciate the grace of God upon me, I appreciate the grace of God upon you, then I can be able to open myself, to open my heart for you to speak a word of faith onto in my life. And if you open up, I can be able to say, this is where you get it wrong. That is grace using me. It doesn't mean that you see me struggling with something that God will not use me to speak in your life, or God will not use you to speak in my life. No. And some people cross out themselves in life. They're like, I'm still in this sin. I pity myself. Whatever, those people, they have a way they see me. Don't even belittle yourself because of those people that look at you. Those people are also looking at you, that you're looking at them in some way, in some kind of way that they feel also they shouldn't move. But let's stop that nonsense. Let's keep moving by the fire of God. God is the one that is looking out to judge us, not those people. So if God has to judge, then do everything expecting God to give you a mark. Expecting God to give you marks. And whenever you say that you're not getting it right, you're like, God, I'm sorry. God is merciful. Every single thing you do is able to help you. Is even able to give you that kind of money. Sometimes we are like, oh, I have to pursue money first of all, and then after I get the money, I'll serve God. No, because if you get it, you don't even know how to keep it. It will still scatter. But when he gives it to you and teaches you by his Spirit, this is how to use it, this kind of business I want you to do this kind of business, that is where he's blessing you. And that is how he's even going to tell you, this money, use it for so and so. But the other side, you will have it, but people are taking advantage of it. People are coming from the witchcraft side, and they're like, give us this kind of money, because you don't even know who to give and not who not to give. You just give, and they may use that as an advantage to do evil unto the children of God. So the children of God, let us not be praise unto the enemy. Let us just be people that are waiting for God to use us, and not to just even have a cloud inside of our mind that, oh, people see me in this kind of manner. No, no, no. Everybody's sinful. Just be yourself. Be confident. I'm real. I'm not there yet. And you, wherever you are, you're just like me. You're not there yet. Everybody's struggling. There is no single one that is not going through anything. And that particular thing that you're going through is what God is going to use to take glory in your life. Because if you were into something and you know something about it, and if God brings you out of that particular thing, is going to tell you based on your information that He already made you to get from that particular area. It's like, use this one, speak to this person like this, like this, like this. His spirit is speaking to you, but using the knowledge that you already know, that these enemies are hooking them like this, just do like this, pray like this, just tell them this is how you feel, because you've already been there. That's the experience. So why are we then ashamed? No, I'm a thief. That is where I am. I don't like to be a thief. I don't like it. So why are you even beating up yourself? If you don't like it in the sight of God, you're righteous. Your heart is desperately yearning for Him. But if He doesn't give you grace, who is going to give it to you? Is it those human beings looking at you? So it is God that gives the grace. If He has not given it to you, then there's something that is wanting you to get from wherever you are. So unless you now close yourself and say, God, what am I here for? I'm not going to beat myself up here. I can't help myself. I know you can help me. So whatever I'm here for, God, I don't just like this situation. Bring me out of this situation. You will see yourself beginning to see things and say, I don't belong here. Glory be unto His mighty name. So He will take you to another place. And whenever He takes you to another level, He will also make you to see different things, because you will be dependent on Him that, God helped me, He brought me from the other side. And also looking down at the people that are still in whatever that you were into before, and the grace brought you out from. So looking at those people, don't look down on them, don't despise them, but pray for them, and also speak to them words of encouragement. If He leads you to speak to them, if He tells you pass them. If He tells you speak to them, greet them, speak to them. If He tells you greet them, just whatever. Because let us be sincere. People think that every day or every time you see people, you must say hello. But sometimes you greet somebody who doesn't want to answer you, and they say, hello, how are you? But inside this doesn't gel. They think that it's not really, he's not with you. So it's better you just greet the person when it's the right time to greet. We are deceived. We are so hypocritical sometimes. It's like, oh, brother, I just like to be here. But you don't just like to be there. So why don't you pass? Just pleasing the God in you and yourself. It's not that we should be mean, but whenever people need a greeting or something, a word that will raise their spirit up, speak it. That is when it is necessary, and that's when it's adding value on you and also on them. That's when God is taking all the glory. Because if we are doing things for just doing sake, then we are hypocrites and pretenders. That's not even acceptable, and we don't need that at all. Glory be unto His mighty name. My people of God, people of Yahweh, people of Chukwukabiama, people of Mongo, people of Katonda, hallelujah. Awechitiwa tatafe atindeleze bwenga kaine keleya Chukwukabiama. Oh, hallelujah. Hey, make una stay well, oh. Hey, stay well, I beg. Hallelujah. Bye bye.